Alright, hey everybody, I am marquisdan. This is Little Nemo, the Dream Master on
And you're
NES.
alive.
Alrighty, yeah, this is Little Nemo, the Dream Master on NES. I'm marquisdan. We're going to be playing the English any percent route today. Hey everybody, so I'm just going to give the game a quick reset here, and I will count down the time. It starts about 8 seconds after I press start here. So we'll go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So the first trick I'm doing here is a sort of frame perfect input with pause buffering to skip a cutscene, and then I'm going to damage boost off of that. Well, I was supposed to damage boost forward off of that snail, and all we're doing here in this first 7 levels is getting a bunch of keys, and those are going to let us go open the door and get to the next level. As a quick explanation, one of our incentives for this game was to do French lessons, to kind of support our French streamers, Baguette, and that's going to start on level 2, because I just want to talk in English really fast and kind of explain how the game works. So the way this works is, there's keys spread out throughout the map. I have to use all these little animal buddies to go and like find the keys. There's usually 6 per level, sometimes it's less and sometimes more. I just want to talk in English really fast and kind of explain how the game works. So damage boost off this bat here. Damage boost backwards off that bat. Grab this frog. So to get an animal, you have to give them 3 pieces of candy. They kind of go into diabetic coma, and then you can just jump on them. I think you're supposed to be riding them. I'm not really sure what's happening with this toad here, if I'm like inside of him or what. It's a little weird. So to get an animal, you have to give them 3 pieces of candy. So here we go. There's our last key for this level. And we're gonna skip this lizard and just go right to the exit. I'm not really sure what's happening with this toad here, if I'm like inside of him or what. And that's level 1. So here we go. There's our last. I've got a little bit of echo in my ear. Oh, you know what? I bet I have the stream open. That's level 1. Let me just close that. That's better. How's that sound? That was my fault. I can't blame the restreamer there. Alright, welcome to Flower Garden. Or in French would be Jardin des Fleurs. Also, I really want to apologize to everyone who doesn't speak French, and I especially want to apologize to everyone who does speak French, because I am going to hurt your language. I'm just going to butcher it. So, we'll do our best, alright? This first guy here is a gorilla. He's a gorille, en français. That guy I punched was a snake, which is a serpent, and this is a wasp, which is a guêpe. Hope you guys all remember these. And this one is un araña, which is a spider. Now we just kind of hop up this tree with the good friend Donkey Kong. We can take a couple hits here. It's hard to damage boost up. In theory it's possible. But we got our key. We're gonna go down here. And we need to get this monkey out of our way, so we're just gonna ask him to move politely. And now we're just gonna leap of faith down here. Wow, we almost nailed those. Okay, that's fine. Now we get a B. B in French is abeille. And we fly up here. We already have, whoops. You can only fly so many times, so I had to land real fast there and kind of reset my height. Get this key, don't hit those spikes. So the spikes in this game, this is classic Capcom hard. Those spikes are instant kill, much like in Mega Man. But the difference is that if I have iframes on, the spikes still kill me, so I have to be really careful. And there we take just a quick death warp, that'll get us out of this cave. Get us out faster than walking. You'll see me kind of pause a lot around these those pollens, and that's to kind of set them. Once they start falling straight down, they won't move anymore left or right, so I can avoid them. Now this is a tough damage boost. Try it one more time. Okay, we got it. That's a really tough one to do. Unfortunately, since I took damage, I couldn't damage boost off the snake, and I had to hop over him. But all in all, that was alright. Alright, so this is, next level is an auto-scroller. So if you have any kind of donations or announcements, this is a great time. Otherwise, it's just, kind of a hang out on a train for a while. Not a lot of animals to teach in this time, or in this level, so we're going to be learning about trains and planes and various other things. One quick note about this level is that there are a number of extra keys, so you might see me skip one and it's okay. Like, there'll be more at the end of the level. To start off, we have to feed the train, and the train in French is very easy, it's just train. And we're feeding it candy, which in French is les bonbons. Alright, here we have a bunch of planes. So then, as far as I know, the number of planes that spawn is fixed, but the timing in which they fall down at you and which ones fall down is RNG. So, you just kind of have to be prepared. In addition to those balloons, once they start dropping bombs, it's the same pattern, but when they start dropping bombs, it's RNG. So, there's a lot of adjustments you kind of have to make on the fly. Alright, here's one of the animals. It's a wombat. Oop. Tried to get him to spawn, or to come out early, but I didn't quite get that jump right. And we're coming up to, like, if you ever played this as a kid, this is probably the part that really had you stuck. Because there's going to be a bunch of spikes along the ceiling, and the train is going to start moving up into those spikes, like, rapidly. So you just got to know the safe spots. There we go. So, speedrunning this, though, it's easy. Once you learn, you just stand here and duck. And the spikes pretty much leave you alone. But learning this, without a guide, like, oh my god, I let go of the button. Right. You guys want to see an auto-scroller twice? Not les boom boom, it's les bonbons. It's like bonbons, but you say it all French. So you go les bonbons. I will donate. Let's see. I think I'll donate money every time I restart this auto-scroller because I don't want to do it again. So if I have a financial incentive to not redo this auto-scroller. So the big trick on the spike part is just to not let go of the crouch button. So I promise you more French lessons. Those planes, I don't know if I said them before, they are avions. And the hot air balloons are pretty hard to say. They're montgolfière, I think. Montgolfière. Montgolfière. Which I'm not really sure what that word comes from, because mont is mountain, and fière is proud. So it's something like that. How do I say first aid kit? I don't know. I would have to say medicine, but médecin is actually doctor.
Can I hop in for just a quick second,
hop
Dan?
on in. Yep. Yeah, go ahead and hop in.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you know we don't have any new donations right now, but we do have our Save the Animals, Kill the Animals bid war coming up in just a few games from now for Super Metroid. So if you have any particular leanings in that donation classic, make sure you get those in.
Heck yeah. Kill Save the Animals is one of the all-time classic bid wars, so get those donations going. I can't believe how successful this marathon's been. Super successful so far, but let's keep it rolling, keep that momentum going. So we've gotten past all the really dangerous parts on the auto-scroller. We're just kind of like chilling, especially since I have full health. Not a lot of danger left. Grab these 2 keys and we're done. Kill the animals would be tuer les animaux. Tuer is to kill, and animals is just les animaux. And Nemo. So, a fun thing about French, people like, I think who have never learned it think that it's pretty tough, but it's just, if you say an English or Spanish word with a kind of like French accent, you'll be like 80% of the way there. So here we go, we're going to those pause strats to skip a cutscene again. Didn't quite get it. So what we're doing is we're buffering our right and jump inputs right as soon as the pause ends. But if I don't quite have it right, then the cutscene goes off. Luckily, that's not too long of a cutscene. So here we're getting a crab. Crab in French is just crab. Easy peasy. So we're going under the sand here. And we're gonna try... Oh! Fine, we'll go out over here. Whatever. That guy wanted to be on top of us. Here's a fish. He's a poisson. And he's got arms for reasons, so I guess... how do I say arms? Oh man, I forgot how to say arms. Not too bad. Alright, here we have a toad. Toad is kind of a fun one in French. He's a crapaud. And this is a death warp, which I think in French is actually just death warp. The death warp. And that'll reset us back here, and we just kind of swim at a diagonal. You're going to see a tadpole here. Tadpole is un tétard. And there's a little secret door. I think if you're playing this casually, this would be a really tough thing to figure out, that there's a secret door right there. But it's mandatory, like one of the keys is in this spot. We're going to get our little pufferfish to go up there, so we can be safe, and you'll see a whole bunch of guys spawn here. Pufferfish, by the way, is a poisson globe, which is I guess, a fish globe. I don't know what these squids are in French. I'd always call these guys BLC. Anyway. Alright. Good. Okay, there's a tadpole that can spawn there on the right, but we did the movement correctly, so he spawned on the left, so we didn't have to worry about him. There's a lot of NES games. I love playing NES games in speedrunning because there's so much manipulation you can do in terms of like where stuff spawns and how much stuff spawns, just because of how much or how little memory there is on the NES. Try to damage boost forward, but we didn't quite get it. This level only has 5 keys, so we are done. The squid, probably. The calamari, probably. Hey, thanks for the hearts there, Diston. Appreciate it. Pesto, I don't know, je sais pas. I'm gonna go with le pesto. Probably. I should have looked up pesto. Alright, Nemo's house. So we have to buffer an input before the screen shows up. There we go, we got it. That's the only way to skip the cutscene. You have to do it before the level even shows up. There's a snail, which of course everybody knows is escargot. The reason I'm saying these are toads and not frogs is because they're like... they swim really well. I think frogs are more like on land, and toads are more in the water. I might have that mixed up. There's a turtle. Turtle is tortue, but he's got wings, so I'm going to call him a tortue volant, which is a flying turtle. I always have to take damage in that staircase. Oh, messed up my jump. Not too bad. Died a couple unexpected times this run, so that means I'm probably going to force a game over partway through, just because once I get into the last 3 stages, if I game over there, I have to do all 3 stages again. So we want to avoid doing that. So this stage is, it's called Nemo's house. It is I want to say this is the hardest stage for me to learn in this game, because it's one giant maze. You have to do all of the animals in a really specific order, or you can't get to the next part of the maze. Okay, there, we did that part correctly that time. This part we always have to take damage. Alright. So now we're making our way to Nemo's basement, which is down here under the kitchen. I am going to do a little bit of a skip. Well, actually I'm not going to. I'm going to try for a little skip here. Nope. Didn't make it. I've never actually made that skip, ever. In practice, save state practice, or anything. Always try for it, though. That's fine. We just have to go down here and get the lizard. Lizard's my favorite animal in the game. But anytime you get the lizard, you are kind of screwing up. Like, they're almost always skipped. Lizard in French is easy. It's just lézard. Je ne sais parler François. Almost had it there. This is our good friend the bee. Again, it's an abeille. Oh my gosh, I'm really nailing these bats, huh? It's alright. We can take one hit on the bee and be fine. So you'll notice the health bar at the bottom is a little different depending what animal you're in. So the bee has 4 health, for example, and Nemo himself only has 3. But they share health. So the most health you'll ever have going into an animal is 3. So you have to pick up health after you change into the animal form in order to like kind of fill that max health up. So when I say I can take one hit, that's what I'm talking about. I can take one hit on the bee, and then later when I switch out of the bee, I'll still be at full health. Alright, so here we're going to see a couple of bats. Bats is a pretty funny word in French. It's a chauve-souris, which is a literally translates into bald mouse, which I always think is a little funny. So since we kept our health here, I'm going to try to damage reduce off that plate, which worked. There's a lot of, when you're optimizing this game, a lot of just little damage boosts like that. They add up over the course of the run. If you see somebody like Stormcrow or Biddy or some of the other really high tier players play this, they're insane with the damage boosts. Between my like confidence level and this being a marathon, I'm trying to play it pretty safe. So here we get souris, which is a mouse. Souris with a hammer would be a souris avec marteau. He is he's the coolest looking animal, I'd say, or in my personal opinion. Just because it seems like you're like on this cavalry with a big hammer and stuff. But it's kind of the worst animal because the hitbox is terrible, and he sticks to everything. Like right there, I meant to fall down that pit. Alright, we're gonna try to go for a short skip here. We got hit. Oh no, I need to reset these guys. This is a nightmare situation. Okay. Let's see if we can reset that. I went too far forward. We want to get just one turtle at a time like this. Okay, that was a good recovery. And that is terrible. That's the worst thing that could happen. I got them off their pattern, which unfortunately means that we have to do this level again, but we don't have to get the keys, because it keeps the keys. So as soon as we get our B, we can go right up to this attic. So, bad news, unfortunately, is that means I think we might be going a couple minutes over estimate. I really apologize about that. I probably should have set my estimate higher. I didn't anticipate having to do both this and the auto-scroller twice. But I will go as fast as I can. This game is really tough. Like, old Capcom
You got
games.
this.
Yeah. Just a little bit off my rhythm. We'll be fine. I just am a little bit out of my game because unrelated to this, I had some bad news right before the run, in that the plumbing in my basement is just become completely screwed up and I have to have somebody come fix it. So it's like, it just kind of threw me out the zone. But, you know, we'll get it. Alright, first try. Y'all saw it. See if we can get the skip this time. No. Nope, nope. Like I said, we have all our keys, so we don't have to do everything again. I don't know if this technically qualifies as a speedrun anymore, but it's still a neat game. It's worth seeing. Yeah, plumbing gone awry. It's bad. I have like a 100-year-old house. And I don't know. It's trouble. Alright. Oh, I didn't say monkeys. Monkeys in French is les singes. Un singe. S-I-N-G-E. Kind of a bullet hell of bats there. Yeah, like I said earlier, with the NES you can really manipulate how things spawn, and if you don't play exactly the same every time, sometimes you end up getting weird patterns that you don't expect. So I didn't really expect that bat pattern, for example. There we go. Get our mouse again. Our souris avec le marteau. Avec marteau. Marteau is hammer. This is another thing. He sticks to the side of that. That means you have to wait like a whole cycle to avoid damage. And I want to keep as much health as I can on this mouse because, in addition to the mouse's hitbox being quite bad, we're just gonna play it very safe right now. The hammer's hitbox is atrocious. Oh my god. Okay. Get that health, and we'll let this guy come in. Alright, we're fine now. So I'm gonna have to go with the slow strat up here, but it is safe. We're not in any danger of dying. But I don't have enough health to do the mouse strat. The mouse strat up here, there's a guy we have to fight, a monkey we have to fight up here. This is what I was talking about. The hitbox on the mouse, the mallet, is atrocious. Oh, and thank you. Just 2 more blocks. Okay. Hitbox on the mouse is atrocious, and it's really hard to hit the block that you want to hit. We're going to be fighting a monkey up here, and it's much easier to fight with the bee. So we went down to get the bee. Kind of the bee of shame, because you can usually skip him. But we're not in any danger of like losing the level anymore. Yeah, monkeys are weak to bees. Just remember that in real life if you ever have to fight a monkey. Yeah, awful hitbox. Hitbox in French, I think, is also just hitbox. A lot of speedrunning terms are just the English word in French. Yeah, I'm about 6 minutes off of my PB pace, which would be maybe 2 minutes over estimate right now. I'll try to bring that back down. Alright, so now we're going to the city in the clouds. Is he inside that bee? Yeah, pretty much. I get this cutscene on purpose. I don't try to skip it, because skipping it often means you just fall down that pit, and it's very short. I'm gonna try for a cloud skip here. Nope, didn't get it. Nemo has a tendency to kind of stick to those clouds. Alright, now, this level is known for like having 2 kind of auto-scrolling sections. One is up and one is down. So as soon as we hit this cloud over here, it's going to start going up. And I have to just kind of fly along with it. I'm not going to get that extra life because, like I mentioned before, I'm actually going to try to get a game over to reset my lives. Oh, I got off by 1 cloud. This is where we are. Okay. And here we just jam right. Those crows, by the way, in French are... oh shoot, missed my thing. I was looking at my notes. Crows are corbeau. Alright, now we just kind of do a skip here by jamming right and catching that ledge right before we die. This part is an very fast auto-scroller down, so we want to kind of set this pollen on the left side. And then we hit him with a candy to freeze him. We can hit him. Come on. My A button did not go off there. Bad news. It's alright. My A button was sticking in practice, and I think it's getting worse. So, we get our frog. We hop up. Alright, pollen. Pollen in French, by the way, just pollen. Le pollen. Flip up there. Alright, let's see if we can set this guy up higher. Nope, that's fine. We'll just let him go down that time. Music in this game is really good. So the way I pick out games is usually to speedrun is just ones that I remember from when I was a kid. And the way I remember them usually is just they have really jamming music. And this game is no exception. The music in it is fantastic. Probably did not want to get that extra life, but that's okay. Just gotta go. And this level, all the keys are right at the end. I think they kind of gave up on keys. Speedrun is a culture too. Yeah, exactly. Want to learn French so this run is helpful? Exactly. Yeah. Find some new skips. I'll try. Yeah, I didn't want to grab that extra life. We're gonna do a little trick I call jumping down a pit twice and getting a game over on purpose. Because this is the last like normal level in the game. So there's one. And there's two. It's a good trick. Oh, game over. Speedrun tech. Yeah, alright, so this is this level's called Topsy Turvy. Everything is upside down. The music is kind of discordant. Oh, I gotta change my notes over to upside down. The French word for upside down is à l'envers. And these are frogs, as opposed to the toads I've been using. And frogs, I think, are grenouilles. Here's our toad again. Monsieur le Capot. There's our key. Oh, I haven't done key yet. Key in French is easy. It's just clé. C-L-E, clé. There's a bee down here. We're not going to get him. We're just going to keep the frog, or the toad. I think most people call this a frog. I just think it's a toad because of how he swims. But I'm probably wrong. Yeah. Game over. The jeu terminé. Alright, so now we have to get a mouse. Again, like, normally in games, mice are like my favorite thing, but in this game, mice are the worst. Alright, set please, thank you. And then we'll set the next one, and then we have to try to mallet our way through this again. There we go. I grabbed this first aid kit, and what's that gonna let us do? We have 5 health now. And then we can just base tank stuff. Yeah, pretty much. Getting our Papo again. The frog is really bad versus Pollens because he has to jump so high. Get our bee. This level's actually going pretty smooth. There's a Corbeau, our crow. And now we're just gonna, again, bees are strong against monkeys, just like real life. We're just coming here, bam, pick that. Alright, so we took a damage boost up, we're gonna take one more damage boost up, or the pollen's not gonna be the right spot, so never mind. We're not gonna take any damage boosts. We'll just do kind of a blind fall here, we go grab this last key. And we are done with all of the regular levels. So now we're gonna go into a 2-minute unskippable cutscene. Which means we met our dad incentive, so we're gonna do dad jokes for 2 minutes. So, son asks the dad, why did the grown twins move back together? The dad says, because they wanted to go back to being boom mates. Boom mates. Hey, kawaii. Como se va? My dog loves nothing more than wiggling in piles of leaves. We call him Russell. Dad, will there someday be restaurants on the moon? Maybe. They might have good food, but there will be no atmosphere. No atmosphere. Dad, why can't I text when my fingers are cold? Dad says you have hypothermia. Hypothermia. Dad, I love lasagna. It says, you lean over your plate and you get lasagna. Lasagna. Son says, the dairy farmers came up with a new bowling team name. He says, gee, I can't believe it's not gutter. Huh? It's a kind of... It's a dated joke, to be honest. The furniture store keeps calling to sell more stuff. But all I wanted was one night stand. Dad, I accidentally crushed some grapes. Oh no, did they let out a little wine? Oh, here's a French one. Why did the snail paint an S on his car? So his friends would say, look at the escargot. Escargot. Y'all get it later. I only make soup with 239 beans, because otherwise it'd be 240. 240. What rhymes with orange? No, it doesn't. And that was dad jokes. Welcome to Nightmare Land. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done. Alright. So in Nightmare Land, you notice that wand that Nemo has on his back that he's had the whole game? Oh, the French is probably going to stop for the most part because these stages are actually really tough. Anyway, that wand that Nemo's had on his back the whole time, he actually just got it in that cutscene despite it being on his sprite. But what that means is that we can use it to fight things. So you'll see me use it on some bosses here. We gotta get some fire. Dodge fire. Oh no, oh no. Alright. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, this level's
just gonna hop in really quick and encourage chat that if you have your own favorite dad joke,
heck yeah,
maybe submit it with a donation comment, and we can keep the dad joke love flowing here.
Yeah, keep it going. Get those dad jokes in. I'd love to hear them. All right, so here we go. But all of Nightmare Land's like that. You miss one little jump, and you die instantly. There's so much like instant kill pits and spikes and everything everywhere. So we have to play pretty perfectly. Which is why that's exactly why I did the game over earlier, because I knew if I died, I just didn't want to restart Nightmare Land. So here's our first boss. He is Le Penguin, or Penguin. Roma, who is one of our people from Bagat Restream, told me there's actually two kinds of penguins in French, and it depends on if the penguin can fly or not. So since this penguin can fly, he is a penguin. I have the other name written down here. There's a lot of RNG to that boss, and we got the quick kill, which is really good because we were behind. The RNG in that boss is one, his health pool is completely random. It depends on it can be manipulated with what pixel you're standing on, but it's hard to do. The other thing is he's got a lot of RNG in terms of which side of the map he goes on. So that was a pretty fast fight. It can go faster, but it was pretty fast. The beam strength is higher if you charge it up to a point. It's about the letter R on the screen. After the letter R, charging up any more doesn't make any sense to do. Like, you don't get any more power for it. Alright, so this is the hardest room in the game because I can't get hit more than once because of a damage boost I have to do. So we'll see. Biddy Kong, the guy who did some tutorials on this level. Okay, we got it, first try. We had to do that damage boost. He calls that level Purple Hell, which in French would be L'Enfer Violet. But what that did, that damage boost, let us bring the lizard into this room, and we're not supposed to have the lizard. And what the lizard can do here for us is go into these spikes on the top of the screen because they didn't program anything for him. I'm really glad that happened on the first try, because that was part of the run I'm most worried about. Unfortunately, a lizard cannot swim, so we have to finish this out as just regular old Nemo. But luckily it's right at the end there. Alright, this is another boss with random health and a little bit of random pattern. He's gonna come across the bottom, and then after that he kind of goes wherever. Nice. That was good. There's the second boss. Hey Manta. Easy peasy. Hey, bonjour Romain. Ça va? Qu'est-ce que c'est une baguette avec un poisson?
Hey Dan.
What's up?
Did you hear about the guy who invented lifesavers?
No.
They say he made a mint.
Nice.
That was $5 from TRS Crazy P for that one.
Thank you very much for the $5. Alright, here we're gonna use our candy to pause that guy in the air because we want to drag him along with us. And he's gonna keep certain things from spawning up here. Looks like we got him up. There we go, perfect. Bam. Alright. Yeah, thank you for the dad joke. Keep him coming. That was a really good one. We're gonna bop these chauves-souris, these bats. And we're in the last stage of the game now. We just gotta do a little platforming and then one boss fight and our run is done. Here's Abbey again. Abbey. Oh man, qu'est-ce que c'est une baguette avec un poisson? Un pain perdu, a lost bread? I don't know what a poisson is. But it looks like they have dad jokes in French. They have French actually, I think they're big into wordplay in general. Alright, here's our last animal, this little mouse, and we're just gonna get rid of him. This is our last corbeau. And back there you can see the Nightmare King. He's the last boss in the game. He is, in French he would be the Roi Cauchemar. Cauchemar is nightmare, Ra is king. Oh, thanks Roma. Merci. Yeah, Roma is like I said, he's with Baguette. He stopped by my stream and helped me learn a lot of these animal names this week. Normally you wouldn't get these extra lives. We're just being marathon safe. Because we absolutely do not want a game over here. I think if we game over here, the run is just over because it would take too long to do all 3 stages of Nightmare Land again. But here he is, Nightmare King. His pattern is really simple, but the problem is these little blobs he keeps spawning. The blobs kind of just get in your way. The people who are really good at this game can like avoid them and shoot at the same time. I'm not like super good at that. Oh shit. Yeah, what's in the middle of the ocean? The E, exactly. Exactable. That's why we got extra lives. And we might actually get a better RNG by dying. Because this boss, again, just like all bosses, has random amounts of health. You don't really know how close you are to beating him, you just kind of keep going, and then eventually the boss dies. Random amounts of health is kind of a weird design choice, I think. Oh my god. This is bad news, man. Try again. We'll get him. Just 5 minutes of rest and it's fine. Hey, alright, time is on last movement. Time.
Nice job.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, it got a little rough there, but I recovered okay, I think. Thanks for all the support, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. I know I'm overestimate. I'm going to shout out super fast, just a couple people. I first want to shout out Roma and Baguette Restream for giving us such good support, and Roma for helping me learn French. And then I want to shout out Biddy Kong and Stormcrow because they have amazing guides for this game. If you want to learn or see somebody who's actually good at it play the game, I would recommend checking them out. But that's all I got. I'll let you guys have the stream back because, like I said, I know I'm late. But thanks, and everyone have a good one.